folks, welcome to today's football predictions on betkraft. Another very beautiful Sunday morning, and we are back with our games as usual. All right, we make football verdicts based on recent results for each of the teams that are having matches on the day. All right, that's what we're doing on a daily basis, and we've been doing very well at recent times. Well, yesterday we had 4 games, but we got 3 games out of those 4. One of them missed out. We saw Atlanta lose, and Verona winning for the first time in a very long while. It was happening in football. And today we are quite hopeful that we're going to have a very, very good outing. All right. Remember, if you've not subscribed, take out time to do that, as well as like the video and share. And also you can also join our VIP with a link in the description of the video. You can always get our VIP tips that is there also. All right. We do well as well in that very one. All right. With that said, we head to the business of today, and we have the first match in the German Bundesliga. It is Borussia Dortmund that will be up against CSG Hoffenheim. All right, when we look at the stats for the two sides, you can see Borussia Dortmund, the last 6 matches, had 2 victories and 2 draws. They also lost 2 matches out of the last 6 games for them. And for Hoffenheim, their away side, 4 wins and 2 draws. Hoffenheim have been, high flying in recent times. All right, when you look at how the two sides fared, from home and away perspective, you can see for the home side, Borussia Dortmund, the last 10 home matches that they had were good 6 victories for them, and they also had 2 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 home matches for Borussia Dortmund. The home side and the away side, Hoffenheim, have got just 6 victories and 4 draws out of the last 10 away matches that they had so far. So that's a very good side. They've not really lost a single match in the last 10 away games that they had so far, and also quite very often they are actually having matches whereby they score and as well as concede. I'm talking about their away side of Hoffenheim. All right, the last 3 meetings between these two sides saw both sides scoring. It was a 2-3 scoreline on that very occasion, and we saw 1-1 and as well as another 2-3 scoreline. The last 3 meetings, both sides scored, and hence we are going with both sides to score in this very encounter. So it is a go, both sides to score. That's all valid for that very encounter. All right, the next game we have for you today is in the Italian Serie A. We have Cagliari who will be facing AS Roma. All right, when you look at the stats for Cagliari, the home side in the last 6 games, it's 3 draws and 3 losses. Not a single win in the last 6 games that they had. And for the away side, Roma, 4 wins and 2 losses out of the last 6 games that they had so far. And when you look at how these two sides performed from home and away basis, you can see for the home side, Cagliari, the last 10 home matches, so they're winning 3 games and drawing 3. They also lost 4 matches out of the last 10 home appearances for the home side, Cagliari. And for the away side, Roma, the last 10 away games that they have so far produced 8 wins and 2 losses. That is to say, 80% of the time, Roma have always got better of their opponents in the from away. That's a very good record for the away side as Roma. And when we look at how this side fared on head-to-head basis, you could see that the last time they met, it was Roma who won by 1-0. And the last 6 meetings between the two sides have seen Roma winning 5 times out of 6, and the other one being a draw. So it has always been AS Roma who have actually dominated against this very side, each time both sides met, be it home or away, and hence the reason we are expecting to see a result for the away side in this very one. We are going with the away side to win outrightly, Roma to win. That's all Friday for that very encounter. Head to the next game for today. It is in the Spanish Liga. We'll have a very important match here. Real Madrid will be up against Celta Vigo. All right, when we look at the results for these two sides, the last 6 games for both sides, Real Madrid have actually won 2 games and they had 3 draws and 1 loss out of the last 6 matches. And for the away side, Celta Vigo, 2 wins and a draw. They also lost 3 matches out of the last 6 games that they had so far. All right, when you look at how the side fared from home and away perspective, we could see that Madrid have actually done very well from home. The last 10 home games that they had saw them winning all 10 home matches. That's the side that does very well from home, even though we've seen them struggling from away in recent games. But at home, Madrid have actually shown why they are European superpowers, winning 10 out of 10 in the last 13 home matches. All right, for the away side, Celta Vigo, the last 10 away games they have, so they're winning 5 matches out of those. They also had 2 draws, but have lost 3 games out of the last 10 away matches. All right, and when you take a look at how these two sides fared, on head-to-head basis, last time both teams met, Madrid actually won on that very occasion, actually beating this very side severally most of the time. And as a matter of fact, when we look deeply, we could see the last 10 meetings between these two sides saw Madrid winning all 10 meetings against the Celta Vigo, be it home or away. So here, without spending so much time, we definitely expect to see a result for the home side, Real Madrid, to win outrightly. That's all value for that very game. Home win, that's what we expect, okay? All right, lastly, we have a game in the Danish Superliga. We have Viborg who will be up against Midtjylland. All right, when you look at the stats for these two sides in the recent games, they had good results. Seeing that Viborg out of the last 6 games produced 4 victories and 2 draws in the last 6 matches. They didn't lose a single match. Viborg, quite a very good side in recent encounters. And when you look at the away side of Midtjylland, another good side in the Danish League, winning 4 matches out of the last 6 games. They also had 2 losses out of those. When you look at how this side fared for home and away basis, we could see for the home side that the last 10 home matches that they had so far, Viborg have been able to win 5 matches out of the last 10 games. They've not had a single draw in the last 10 home matches, but have lost 5 matches out of those. And when you look at the away side, Midtjylland, the last 10 away games they had produced 6 victories, and 1 draw. They also had 3 losses. Some of those losses came in the continental matches, in the European matches that they had, and when you look at how these two sides are fared on head-to-head basis, all right, it was Midtjylland who actually won the last meeting. It was a 2-0 victory for Midtjylland, but prior to that, we saw Viborg at home winning against the Midtjylland by 1-0. But also there are other games before that. We saw Midtjylland winning by 3-1 against the Viborg, and another 5-1 victory for Midtjylland. Prior to that very one. All right, it is Midtjylland who always dominates, but it seems it was each time they play from home, they actually have a very good result against this very side. But we know that Midtjylland is a very strong side. We know the capabilities. We know that they're doing very well in most of the matches, and we're definitely going with the away side to take the day in this one. Despite the results that we saw for Viborg the last time they played from home, so we do expect to see Midtjylland away side winning outrightly. That's all value for that very game. All right, that concludes it for us today on betkraft. We wish you the very best of luck. Remember to play responsibly. Play with what you can afford to lose. Okay, right. Remember that other factors play a role in this very things like a red card and some other things that may result to a result that we may not expect. But this is, if everything being equal, we expect to see this thing coming out just the way we predicted it. All right. With that said, remember the other games that we have for you today will be on our VIP special. Do endeavor to join our VIP. You can always find the link in the description of the video. All right. With that, tomorrow is another day. We're back with our predictions. But until that time, keep winning.